Michael Wayne Atha, better known by his stage name Yelawolf, is an American hip-hop recording artist from Gadsden, Alabama. He is currently signed to Shady Records, Interscope Records, and has since founded his own independent record label, Slumerican. Yelawolf released his independent debut studio album titled Creek Water in 2005. From 2005 to 2010 he also released an extended play and 4 mixtapes. The last of the 4, titled Trunk Muzik, amassed a strong following for the rapper, eventually landing him a deal with Interscope Records, which re-released the mixtape as Trunk Muzik 0 to 60 later that year. In March 2011, Yelawolf signed with Eminem's record label, Shady Records, and released his album, Radioactive on November 21, 2011. The album debuted at number 27 on the Billboard 200. Yelawolf released a sequel to his breakthrough mixtape Trunk Muzik, titled Trunk Muzik Returns on March 14, 2013. His second album under Shady Records, titled Love Story, is set to be released in 2014. Early life: Yelawolf was born in Gadsden, Alabama but moved frequently throughout his childhood. His mother was only 15 when she gave birth to him. He is of Cherokee and white American descent. Yelawolf claims his mother was a rock star, who was constantly partying and under the influence of cocaine. Nashville, Tennessee was a big area of influence for Yelawolf because his mother would travel there. Specifically, he spent much of his time in Antioch, Tennessee at Hickory Park Place off of Bell Road. Atha attended Cutter Lawrence School in Nashville, Tennessee, in which was surrounded by the projects. Yelawolf explains that this is where hip-hop started making sense to me. That's where hip-hop made sense culturally. Musical career: early career, Yelawolf appeared on UPN network reality series The Road to Stardom with Missy Elliott in 2005, gaining attention as a contract artist from Rainbow City, Alabama. After his elimination from the show, he released his debut mixtape PISSN in a Barrel of Bees in 2005. Later the same year he released his independent debut album titled Creek Water. 2 years later, Yelawolf signed to Columbia Records and released the single Kickin' from his unreleased first studio album, Fearin' and Loathin' in Smalltown, USA. The album was never released because Yelawolf was dropped from the label later that same year. Yelawolf released 2 mixtapes following his release from Columbia, titled Ball of Flames, The Ballad of Slick Rick E. Bobby in Stereo, a hip-hop tribute to classic rock, the 2 of which went mainly unnoticed. In 2009, he signed with Ghetto Vision Entertainment and released his debut extended play Arena Rap, 2009 Euro 2011, Trunk Muzik and Radioactive. In late 2009, he began to work with Ghetto Vision producer, Allpower, on his breakthrough mixtape titled Trunk Muzik. Released in January 2010, the mixtape created an enormous online following for Yelawolf. Later that year, Yelawolf signed a major record deal with Interscope Records, and began to work on a re-release of the mixtape titled Trunk Muzik 0 to 60. It was released on November 22, 2010 under Ghetto Vision Entertainment and Interscope Records, which became his most acclaimed work to date. In March 2011, after speculation of a joint record deal with Eminem, Yelawolf was featured on the cover of XXL's March 2011 issue, with Eminem and fellow New Shady Records signees Slaughterhouse, with the issue confirming his record deal with Shady Records. Yelawolf was also featured among XXL's top 11 freshmen of 2011, releasing several songs on the magazine's yearly freshman mixtape, along with Kendrick Lamar, Cedar Prince and Big K.R.I.T., among others. On April 14, 2011, Yelawolf announced the title of his debut Shady release Radioactive with a release date that aimed for September. On May 18, Yelawolf announced his album's first single, titled Gangster of Love, produced by Jim Johnson and featuring Cedar Prince. The song was leaked in early July, although it only featured unfinished vocals by Cedar Prince at the end of the song. The song was later scrapped and no longer appeared on the album. Yelawolf partnered up with the video game Driver, San Francisco to release a music video for the song No Hands, which was supposed to be included in Radioactive, but was later scrapped. On August 8, 2011, Yelawolf released the first official single from his album titled Hard White, which features fellow rapper Lil Jon. The album's release date was moved down to October, and later had a final release date to November 21, 2011. On October 30, Yelawolf released the second single off Radioactive, titled Let's Roll, featuring vocals from Kid Rock. Anticipation for the album increased when hip-hop magazine The Source gave the album a rare 4.5 out of 5 mix, meaning the album was near classic. Radioactive was released November 21, 2011 under Interscope Records and Shady Records, debuting the following week at number 27 on Billboard 200. The album featured production from Eminem, Jim Johnson, Justice, League, Diplo, The Audibles, Pooh Bear and Will Power of Super Hot Beats, and features from Eminem, Kid Rock, Lil Jon, Pheff Dobson, Mystical, Shouty Fat, Ritz, Killer Mike, and Gangsta Boo among others. 2012, The Slumdon Bridge, Heart of Dixie and Psycho White. On January 24, 2012, Yelawolf released a promotional track with British singer Ed Sheeran titled You Don't Know. The track was for an upcoming collaborative extended play, titled The Slumdon Bridge. On January 31, 2012, a trailer for the EP was released. It featured both artists in a studio recording the EP. In the video, Yelawolf revealed the EP was recorded in 10 hours, and included 4 tracks. The Slumdon Bridge, which was released as a free download on Valentine's Day, February 14, 2012, marking Yelawolf's second EP, and his first collaborative project. On June 16, 2012, in order to commemorate Father's Day, Yelawolf released a song titled Happy Father's Day. The song was produced by Alabama producer M16. With the track, Yelawolf announced his 5th official mixtape Heart of Dixie. In August 2012, Yelawolf announced the long-awaited joint EP with Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker, titled Psycho White. The first single to the EP, titled Push 'Em, features background vocals by Transplants members Skinhead Rob and Tim Armstrong, and was released as a free download on September 12. After several pushbacks, the EP was finally released on November 13, 2012. Debuting at number 49 on Billboard 200 with first-week sales of 11,000. Yelawolf stated that all the tracks on the album will have a music video, and during an article with Rolling Stone, both him and Barker hinted at a sequel to the EP. 2012 A Euro Present, Trunk Muzik Returns and Love Story. On March 20, 2012, Yelawolf announced his second album under Shady Records will start recording in June, titled Love Story. Due to a stage diving incident which caused a ruptured spleen, Yelawolf decided to delay the album's recording process. During an interview with DJ Ski, he revealed that a sequel to his 2010 mixtape Trunk Muzik, titled Trunk Muzik Returns, would be released in August after the dust settles on the Heart of Dixie, but since then has been delayed. He also shed light on his often delayed collaborative mixtape Country Cousins with fellow rapper Big K.R.I.T. During the interview, DJ Ski offered to host the project. In December 2012, Yelawolf addressed the status of all of his projects in an interview. He also spoke on his upcoming second release, Love Story, and how it would be different compared to his debut effort Radioactive. With Radioactive, I gave up a lot of creative space, and like I predicted would happen, there were some records that didn't translate to my audience. He stated he would record the album in Nashville and go to Detroit so he and Eminem could finish the album. Yelawolf also said that Trunk Muzik Returns would hopefully released in February 2013, with the date later confirmed. On February 5, Yelawolf released the first song from Trunk Muzik Returns, Way Out, and announced a release date of March 14, 2013 for the mixtape. In February 2013, Shady Records president Paul Rosenberg confirmed Yelawolf was recording the album in Nashville currently and it would be released in 2013. On February 26, Yelawolf released a second song from Trunk Muzik Returns titled Fast Ride. On March 12, the third song from Trunk Muzik Returns was released titled Gangsta featuring fellow rappers ASAP Rocky and Big Henry. The mixtape contains 10 original tracks and features guest appearances from Raekwon, Paul Wall, Killer Mike, A$AP Rocky, and is entirely produced by his go-to producer Will Power. On October 18, 2013, Yelawolf revealed that he would be releasing a mixtape titled Black Fall on October 31, 2013. The mixtape was entirely produced by DJ Paul of 3-6 Mafia. The first song from Black Fall, Light Switch, was released on October 21, 2013. On January 28, 2014, Yelawolf premiered his debut single from Love Story titled Box Chevy V on Shade 45. On the interview, Yelawolf stated Love Story would be released in May 2014. Personal life: Yelawolf was homeless at one point in his life, living in Berkeley, California. He specifically spent most of his time at a park in Berkeley known as People's Park. As they were sitting around homeless, people would come by to help out and offer them food such as cans of soups. Yelawolf claims there was a defining moment in his life where he just snapped out of it and called his mother to hopefully return home to Alabama. Atha claims his mother didn't have much money, but because it was Christmas she purchased the ticket for his return home. Yelawolf then explains that was the 20th of December. By January 1 I was in Seattle, Washington. I had went down to Alabama then out to Seattle, Washington to get on a boat to make money. And that's pretty much where Yelawolf was born. In early July 2013, Yelawolf got engaged to his girlfriend singer-songwriter Pfeff Dobson. Discography: Trunk Muzik 0-60, Radioactive, Psycho White, Love Story. References. External links: SoundCloud, Facebook.